Hi, welcome back to the Battle of the Duck Brooder. I'm trying to find a less smelly, less wet alternative, and people recommend using pelletized horse bedding. Pelletized meaning it's this, it looks like grain that you would feed some farm animals, but it's actually just compressed pine, like shredded pine, into pellet form, and it's supposed to be very absorbent of moisture as well as odors, and it's biodegradable as well as compostable, so I can put it all into the compost after instead of the garbage, which is always preferable. Again, I'm currently using puppy pads because we had them left over. Otherwise, I wouldn't normally use them. They are very absorbent, but still not absorbent enough for ducks. I think they would work smashingly for a chicken brooder. All right, well, I'm going to clean the brooder, and then I'll show the setup again using the pellets, and then I'll check back in tomorrow to show the result of 24 hours with the brooder full of these pellets instead of just the puppy pads. Maybe it'll be great. That'd be amazing. This is the bag of pellets from Tractor Supply. It's 40 pounds. It's quite a lot of them. It's pretty big. And I'm just curious with this experiment to see exactly how long that will last and if it is worth the money to keep doing it this way. I'm going to try it in the chicken coop too to see if it can absorb some of the springtime mess that's about to come up. This time I put newspaper as a base layer because that is also compostable. And I just want to see how a fully different approach will work. Here's hoping for a better brooder. To be honest, I don't even know how much of this stuff to put. Let's see if that seems like enough. The idea is supposed to be that like cat litter, so you're supposed to be able to scoop out any wet clumps and leave the rest of the bedding. So we'll see. That's not enough. Okay, we're gonna call that half a bag. And this brooder bin is 18 inches across this way by about 4.5, almost 5 feet long. I'm also curious to learn how thick and deep it will get as it does become dampened and expand. Okay, we're gonna find out if pelletized horse bedding is a solution. Well, it's the next day, and I have to say that as soon as I opened the door to the basement, it smelled like wood chips, and it did not smell like the usual disturbingly disgusting duck brooder stank. So that's great. Now, smell, definitely better. Let's check and see what it looks like in the brooder and make sure that everything was fine for the ducks too. Hey, Duckles. Let's see what's up in there. Well, the shavings definitely expanded like they're supposed to. They absorbed the water. I'm gonna pull this out into better lighting. Look how tall they are compared to the brooder. You've outgrown your bin. Oh dear. That's because they're runner ducks, but that's okay. They're also perfectly comfortable when they're normal duck shaped. Like, go on, like that. Okay, so an overview. This did work, and it is so much better. It is way less stinky. And you can see that, well, the ducklings are happy, but also the pellets absorb the water all around the waterer, and then they're still intact in other areas. So, as I was told, or rather, as I read from other groups on Facebook and the internet, etc., it is correct. The pellets absorb the moisture, and then you can scoop out the ones that are already used up, therefore using less bedding overall, because you can replace only what needs to be replaced instead of all of it every time. This is definitely a better option to the puppy pads. I put newspaper underneath so that when I do clean out the entire thing, I can just dump it all into the compost bin. And now I'm going to remove the waterer and the feeder and the ducklings, clean out what I need to, and see what's left. So under the water bowl, there are still pellets intact. Under the feed bowl also. And we don't have a cat, but I feel like a cat litter scoop would be the best thing for this. Although today I'm going to make do with my cap to a takeout container. But you can easily remove what you want to remove, and then the stuff that's only wet with water can be spread out and can still be used. So, yeah, overall, this is a definite win. Game changer. Yay. Thank you, Facebook Duck 101 group. Alright, to summarize, people raved about the pelletized horse bedding made out of pine, and they were right. Definitely. It's a game changer. The Brooder doesn't stink. It's like a revelation. Hey. Okay, so these guys are drier than typically. So after a day, they are not wet and disgusting. So that's a plus on its own. The smell is better. The Brooder is drier and cleaner. I put in half the bag this time, and in the future, I'll probably put in a quarter to a third because I didn't realize how much it would expand. It expands a lot, and it's pretty great. So I'm excited to also spread a bag of this out into the chicken coop and see how it does with absorption out there, especially as spring is upon us and things are thawing. It's getting smelly out there too. Well, it's the next day, and I have to say that walking from upstairs, opening the door and going into the basement stairs, it smelled like wood, not like poop. So, I reshoot.